Everybody loves a good fight. But what's better than a fight is watching multiple fights, right? And I'm not just talking about one particular genre of combat sports. I'm talking about multiple. So we had an incredible fight weekend, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk about the aftermath of yesterday's boxing extravaganza between Teofimo Lopez, who was the current WBO title holder, defending his title against a very talented superstar, elite fighter, Shakur Stevenson. And guys, this one had all the hallmarks of a masterclass fight. In addition to action, you had drama, you had suspense, and you had thrill. It was a thriller at the same time. It was one of those fights that people are going to be talking about for quite some time. And so I was super excited to watch this fight. But prior to that, I had the luxury of being able to go back and forth between channels. It was an incredible UFC 325 event that showcased guys, like, these are probably some of the most talented elite fighters. I'm talking about Diego Lopez and Andrei Volkanovski. Guys, the thing about these fighters, Volkanovski and Lopez, these are two elite, super class fighters that they don't leave anything to mystery. They don't leave anything to, what's the word that I'm looking for? They bring everything, including the kitchen sink, when they come out to fight, guys. They don't leave anything behind. They don't want anyone to talk about, whether they did enough, whether they brought enough to the octagon. These are the kind of guys that bring everything that they have and more. And whatever happens. They're very classy fighters. They have a lot of admiration and mutual respect for one another. And the winner will accept the victory, and the loser will accept the defeat. This is exactly what you get in these guys, and I can't wait to talk about this fight and what's going to come out of this. But that's going to happen tomorrow, so you're going to have to catch that video tomorrow. Today, I want to focus our energy and efforts on boxing and on the incredible event that happened yesterday that His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh had put together in kind of like co-partnership with Eddie Hearn, kind of helped promoted the fight, which is really interesting, right? Because Turki Al-Sheikh is also partners with Dana White, with Zuffa Boxing, but Turki also works with other folks as well too. And Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing is no stranger to boxing. Obviously, he manages a lot of very talented elite fighters. But the drama that surrounds Eddie Hearn is really the drama that surrounds him and Dana White and their friendship or lack of. These guys do not really like each other. In fact, every time either of these folks have the opportunity to talk smack about each other or throw digs at one another, they don't even hold back. So who knows? Maybe we'll see a fight. That'd be interesting, a fight between Eddie Hearn and Dana White. Maybe we should do a 3-round. Let's see here, guys. 3-round, 12-ounce, 16-ounce boxing gloves. 3 rounds, 1-minute rounds. Anyhow, guys, it was an incredible fight. You had a lot of boxing royalty on hand to watch this fight. Current world champion Alexander Usyk was present. A lot of great talented fighters. You had Chris Eubank Jr. and then sitting a few seats to his left was Conor Benn, These guys just had an incredible fight as well, too. You guys, we covered that extensively on our channel, and guys, there was a lot of drama. You also had Terrence Bud Crawford, who was pretty much in the corner of Shakur Stevenson, and he kind of got into it a little bit with Teofimo's father before the fight. So it was really there was a lot of storylines just coming out of the fight before the fight even took place. But before I even get into the fight, into the main event, there was some unbelievable fights that happened on the undercard as well too. Now, guys, all of this was happening at Madison Square Garden. Again, we saw dominance at such an elite level. When I was talking about how great and entertained I was watching UFC 325 with Volkanovski and Diego Lopez, because that was a masterclass fight. Well, we saw a masterclass performance between Stevenson and Lopez, and if you watch the main event and you didn't get a chance to watch the prelims, I feel bad for you guys because there was a lot of chaos on the undercard. Now, I kind of want to talk a little bit about that before I get into the main event. But also, before I lose my train of thought, the post-fight conference that happened with Shakur Stevenson at the end, oh my gosh, guys, that's kind of like watching that extended scene at the end of a movie. When you watch a lot of the Marvel movies and stuff, and you get the little extended credit right at the end, and it just kind of gives you a little teaser as to what's to come. And that's exactly what it did. This fight set up the potential of another fight that's to come, which we'll get into, and it was absolutely it was so entertaining to see that, right? And so anyways, we know that Teofimo Lopez, he was a current WBO world champion as he kind of walked into the ring. This was the main event. This was ring 6, and all of this action, guys. I'm telling you, New York is so fortunate. They're so lucky. They always get the best of the best, guys. I don't know. They always end up getting the best main events. But anyways, for Teofimo to put his WBO lightweight title on the line, we knew that there was going to be a lot of sparks, a lot of drama. It was going to be a very, very chaotic fight because Shakur Stevenson really wants that title. Lopez, as you know, is 22-1-13. 22-1. My apologies. 13 wins by way of knockout, and he's 28 years old. He's a 2-division champion, guys. He's from Brooklyn, New York, and he was taking on Shakur Stevenson, guys, who's a southpaw from Newark, 24-0 with 11 wins by way of knockout, and he's currently the reigning WBC lightweight champion, and moving up a weight class, guys. Potentially, to be a champion in the 4th division, I think is going to happen very, very shortly, but. What really, really got me going, guys, was the undercard. I think that was kind of like the prelude to the main event. And if you guys want to see drama, you have to watch you got to watch the undercard. You seriously have to watch it, guys. Before I get into all of that, I keep repeating before I get into that, welcome back, guys. Welcome to Duality 7X. I'm your host, Shiraz. And, I think you guys know the drill by now. If you like and hear what you see, please smash a like and subscribe and hit the notification so you guys never miss a beat. Real fight analysis, straight talk, no bluff, no fillers. Let's get to it, guys. So, I was talking about the undercard. We had Keyshawn Davis, who made an unbelievable statement at 140 pounds. We had Bruce Shushu Carrington, ended up capturing a world title, and then a heavyweight fight, guys, that went viral all for the wrong reasons. You guys saw my little teaser clip in the beginning. Wait till you guys see the clip that I have to show you guys. Oh man, you guys are gonna love this. I'm gonna definitely have to cut some shorts on this, but let's walk through it, guys, because I mean every part of this card told an exciting story. The co-main event itself, we'll kind of get into that. That was It featured a former lightweight champion, Keyshawn Davis. He's 13-0, 9 wins by way of knockout. He made a super lightweight debut against none other than Jermaine Ortiz, a name that you guys probably hear quite often. He's 22-1, and he's got 10 wins by way of knockout. He's won. Keyshawn has won by TKO. In this fight, he won by TKO in the 12th round. And honestly, guys, I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, I could dedicate a whole video just on this fight between Davis and Ortiz. But guys, it wasn't an easy assignment by any stretch. I mean, you have to understand, Jermaine Ortiz, he's a viable, accredited fighter, very elite level. He's got such an incredible record. I mean, 22-1 with like 10 wins by way of knockout. He knows a thing or two about how to put on a boxing clinic. And I mean, when Keyshawn kind of came into this fight, he's coming in as a super lightweight, and understanding the assignment that he had ahead of him, there was a little bit of worry in his camp. Okay, because he's the kind of guy that, not him, sorry, but there was a lot of people online, speculating about how bad he was potentially going to lose against Ortiz. I think these are a lot of the things that I was reading, even up until these guys were like ready to until the bell rang. But Davis, he stayed composed. He was very, very, very patient, and I think he wanted to really understand the analytics of what he was getting into, rather than just kind of going a guns blazing against Ortiz. Ortiz is not one of those guys that you go super aggressive against, at least not in the beginning. You have to be really, really careful with him. He's a very strategic, very tactful fighter. You have to use a lot of strategy against him. And I mean, if you don't have a good, strong technical boxing IQ, this isn't the fight for you. But by Davis remaining patient and composed, he was able to score a beautiful 12th round TKO, guys. I believe that happened in 2 minutes and 47 seconds into that round. I mean, it was a statement win, and at 140, I mean, this guy is a force to be reckoned with, right? I mean, Keyshawn just didn't win this fight. I mean, he showed that he seriously belongs, in any kind of conversations that relate to about 140-pound weight class. The guy is ready to rock. I think we're going to see some exciting things from him. Jermaine Ortiz, it happens. I mean, that body shot hurt him. It took him out. He's going to come back stronger from this. I truly feel that. Bruce Carrington, he's also a favorite from Brooklyn. He continued his rise. He stopped Carlos Castro by way of knockout in the 9th round to claim the vacant WBC featherweight title. Bruce Carrington himself, Choo-Choo, 16-0, 9 wins by way of knockout. Carlos Castro, 30-3 with 14 wins by way of knockout. And guys, it was all for the gold, man. It was all for the vacant WBC featherweight title. Bruce Carrington ended up taking it. Another New York fighter, another world champion crowned at MSG. Guys, the amount of history at MSG, absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. Carrington's confidence, his timing, the way he finishes, it was second to none. I mean, he was hitting off of all cylinders. It was his night, and he did such a great job. And especially being on the world stage in front of all the big names as well, with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. You got Eddie Hearn, all these big time promoters and boxers and people within the industry, all of there present. That was pretty good. Congratulations to him. And then there was a fight that I really, really want to talk about. It was a heavyweight tilt. I mean, look, it was a chaotic fight. It's on the undercard, and the fight that I keep alluding to that went viral, all for the wrong reasons. A heavyweight bout between Jarrell Miller, who's 26-1-2, and he's got 22 wins. 22 wins out of his 26 victories that he won by way of knockout. Okay, he's a serious competitor. He's also, a local fan favorite from Brooklyn, and then he took on Nigeria's Kingsley Ibe, who's 16-2-1, and Kingsley's won 14. He had 14 wins by way of knockout out of his 16 wins. So both of these guys could have easily won by knockout, especially in the early rounds. That's what I was guessing. That's what I thought was going to happen. Watching these two guys. A little context about Jarrell Miller. There was a few instances where he was supposed to actually be the top candidate to fight Anthony Joshua. But then there was some failed drug tests and some things that kind of didn't really go in his way, unfortunately. And he was kind of struggling and trying to get a match. And but Jarrell Miller ended up squeaking through. He won by split decision.
I've never seen this before, but
he's never going to
is getting the hair knocked off his head, Sergio.
And I'll tell you why. And I want you to watch it. In fact, as soon as I tell you what happens, actually, you know what? Let's roll the clip, guys. Let's roll the clip. Watch what happens. You guys are gonna love this. Check it out.
So it's so funny, right? I get to my mama's house, and she had some shampoo bottles under her table. And I shampooed it. Yo, the shit was like ammonium bleach. I literally lost my hair like 2 days ago. So I called my man. I said, give me one of the main. Let me slap that shit on real quick. Abiza knocked that shit off. But like I said before, man, it's funny, man. I'm a comedian.
So I told you guys. No, it was all fun, right? I mean, but it was super, super funny, man. You rarely see anything like that, guys. I mean, heavyweight Jarrell, Big Baby, they call him, Big Baby Miller, guys. And this all happened on the world stage, as I mentioned, in front of all the top guys in the world, right there in MSG. What a headline, eh? What a headline. Not only does Miller get the victory, but he also gets probably his fight is probably the most trending right now on social media. Probably has the most memes as well too. I mean, look, after the fight, Miller was just really gracious in talking about what happened. And his hair literally began kind of falling out due to a chemical mix-up when washing it. So apparently, he went to his mom's place and he was looking for some shampoo. And he picked up a bottle, what he thought was shampoo, happened to be ammonia and bleach, and wiped it on his head, and not realizing that it scorched his hair, which I don't even understand why he didn't just shave off the ends, but instead he went to his barber and they put on a wig. Now, you're fighting in a championship bout. I don't know what his barber told him, but somehow he must have believed that that glue was going to hold pretty tightly and his hair wasn't going to fall out. Or hair piece, shall I say. Anyways, guys, yeah. You know what? He was just happy to be there, happy to get the opportunity to fight. He created a viral moment while doing so, and he was laughing about it. He was having fun with it. I think at one point he even took off his hairpiece and chucked it into the crowd. Somebody actually found it and posted a clip of it. But yes, he did go viral, but I think this is going to work for him. I think by him going viral like this, I think is going to create some or bring some more awareness and attention to him, and maybe give him an opportunity to fight again, which I'm sure he will. So anyways, guys, that fight technically didn't really raise his stock so much, competitively speaking, but definitely, I think reminded everybody that we're all humans at the end of the day, and things happen, and hopefully get some amazing opportunities after this. And then, of course, there was two other fights. The card actually opened up with a Saudi fighter by the name of Ziad Almayev. He took on Kevin Castillo, I believe from Mexico. I think he's from Mexico. I could be wrong. Let me double check, actually. Where is Kevin Castillo from? Now I'm curious. My apologies. He's from Spain, guys. He's from Spain. He's 29 years old, and Ziad is 25 years old. And anyways, Kevin Castillo ended up winning by unanimous decision. Again, another reminder that nothing at these levels, that we see are guaranteed. Sometimes you have a fighter who you think is going to come in and just completely dominate, and it's usually sometimes the other way around, right? And anyhow, guys, there was another fight on this card, I believe. Austin Williams took on Wendy Toussaint, who took on this fight on short notice. Austin Williams ended up winning by unanimous decision as well. That was at 168 pounds. So yeah, lots of action, guys. Look, we're going to talk about the main event, and this is kind of what I want to chat with you guys about. There's a lot of drama surrounding this fight. Teofimo Lopez, who's a Brooklyn native, as I mentioned, WBO super lightweight champion, 2-division champion title holder, taking on Shakur Stevenson, who's undefeated, who's also Olympic silver medalist, and moving up for a chance at history, and that he did, and he took full advantage of it, guys. There was no gimmick in this one. There was no tune-ups. These guys, again, they came out, two different fighters in their prime with two different styles and approaches, and both came out trying to do the best that they could. And from the opening bell, guys, honestly, one thing was super clear, especially to me. It looked like it was a one-sided fight, right? I mean, Stevenson, his speed, his accuracy, his timing, his footwork. I mean, this guy had all the hallmarks of a legend killer. Like, this guy was absolutely incredible. He was firing off of all cylinders. I mean, there was nothing that could impede in this man's way of winning that championship title. I didn't see. I mean, it was almost a very, very near to perfect fight. He did very, very well. I mean, Lopez, look, when I say one-sided, that doesn't mean Lopez didn't perform. Lopez actually, he has power. He's got these big shots. If you know anything about Teofimo, he comes in there and sometimes he can hit you with some really, really hard shots, and sometimes it may not look like it's much, but those are the kind of shots that continue to sting as the rounds, as it gets deeper into the rounds. And he's got some great body shots, guys. I mean, he's the kind of guy that can change the momentum in a fight like that, right? But Shakur, he stayed his ground. He stayed very disciplined to his strategy, to what he wanted to do, understanding that he wanted to keep that range within distance. He wanted to keep the proximity between these guys within a normal range. And, I mean, look, there were moments where, there was some slips, slight mistakes, did happen. I talked about the body shots. Those body shots kind of almost changed the momentum as well too. But between rounds, guys, honestly, Stevenson told his corner that I feel stronger. He honestly felt that he was stronger of the two fighters. He felt like he had this, and moments later, guys, he landed. And you guys probably saw that he was in his corner, and his trainers trying to tell him things, and it looked like Shakur Stevenson wasn't even paying attention, and all of a sudden he reacts by saying, "I'm stronger. I feel stronger." And then just moments later, guys, he landed such a beautiful, clean right hand that stunned Teofimo. And honestly, like you could see like Teofimo's father, who's also his trainer, was not liking what he was seeing. He was trying to do what he could to motivate his fighter, his son. But Lopez had heart. Okay, like he's got this really uncanny aggression about him that's super dangerous. And there were moments where it kind of came out, but it kind of fizzled away because it almost seemed like Teofimo didn't really have a proper answer to Shakur Stevenson's offense, if that makes any sense. His defense was not working. His special teams, if you want to talk football talk here, it wasn't there. And that was problematic because without having a clear strategy, especially against an elite fighter like Shakur Stevenson, is just going to put you in a lot of trouble, right? So Shakur, he was controlling the distance. He was positioning himself well. He was playing advantage. He was, he was leveraging to his ability to make sure that he had a right kind of tempo, and you know what, he didn't coast at all, guys. He went in there. I think there might have been one round for sure that Lopez won, maybe two, if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But in this case, I think Shakur Stevenson controlled it, especially the championship rounds. And the championship rounds got a little bit dicey. You saw Teofimo come out there a little bit more aggressive, but it was too little too late. And they just, again, as soon as you feel like he had any kind of like an offense going, it quickly fizzled back because Shakur Stevenson would rock him with a couple quick counters, or his footwork was just too much. I believe his timing was just too much for Diego Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson won almost every exchange that Teofimo was trying to get into with him. So he really shut that door down like super fast, right? By round 12, honestly, guys, it wasn't even about survival, guys. It was just pure mastery. Teofimo knew he was losing this fight. I think he was just trying to mitigate from being knocked out, and he did just that. He stayed away from being in serious trouble, but still didn't have enough offense to be able to secure any other rounds other than one, I think, in my personal opinion. It was a close fight. It wasn't a close fight. My apologies. I believe this was pure boxing mastery. It was a master class at its best. It was a clinic, guys. And if you like that kind of boxing, and if you watched it, you would have been pleasantly entertained. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Yeah, I think you guys will like it. Shakur totally relied on knockdowns for damage. He, and I think, you got to respect the speed, man, at the end of the day. And having none other than one of the greatest fighters of all time being in your corner, I mean, wow, like talk about like confidence. I mean, he had Terrence Bud Crawford there, and like, look, whether the fans love or hate this guy's style, Shakur Stevenson continues to win at a very, very high level, right? So he continues to prove himself time and time again, showing everybody that he truly is one of the best in the world, right? And so, I believe he made some comments that, this is the art of boxing, that he's the best fighter on the planet, that his jab is the best in boxing. And I mean, these are quite bold statements, but I mean, it's not empty. I mean, he backs it up every single time. This is what kind of helps to his narrative as well, too. But some may see it as a little bit of arrogance and pompousness, but oh well, guys, he's a damn good fighter, and he does what he does. And then the drama that happened after, it all came down, guys. It was a real shock. In fact, Conor Benn, as I alluded to, and Chris Eubank Jr. were both sitting kind of like very close within proximity to one another, watching the fight. You guys would have seen that. And, Stevenson, while he's in the ring, he calls out Conor Benn, demanding a rehydration clause similar to Benn's fight with Chris Eubank Jr. Okay? And Ben immediately responds. He comes into the ring, and he just starts yelling at Shakur Stevenson, "I'm not scared of you. You don't know why." They're just going back and forth, right? Ben immediately, he just goes off, and, basically calling Stevenson too small, and, challenging him to a welterweight fight. And so the words really escalated. What a face-off, guys. And suddenly the energy in the building just shifted. And there were, there was some like instances where there was a little bit of rough kind of rowdiness kind of going on within the fan base there sitting at MSG. But MSG's got a zero tolerance now, guys. Anyone caught doing anything bad, any roughhousing of any kind, boom, they're out. They could potentially be banned for life. So it was crazy, right? And then so Eddie Hearn was in the ring as well too. And Shakur Stevenson goes to Eddie Hearn, and he goes, Eddie, let's make this fight happen. Like, what do we got to do? And he totally supported the idea, with having this with this rehydration clause similar to what Ben had with Chris Eubank Jr. or in his fight with Chris Eubank Jr. And His Excellency Turkey El Sheikh sitting in attendance, guys. I mean, he was right there. He was privy to everything. So, yeah, it definitely felt kind of like smart, smart on Shakur for calling Conor Benn out. Two different weight classes. But, guys, this is what makes boxing so fantastic. And it happens in the UFC, it happens in MMA all the time as well, too, where certain fighters try to climb up. They either make weight, cut weight, whatever, just so that they can get to a particular specific weight, so they can fight perhaps maybe in a different weight class. And I love it. I love it when fighters do that. And so I mean, if you want to see Shakur Stevenson fight at welterweight, I think that would be great. I think he'd be very, very dangerous for Conor Benn. And so, anyways, guys, I mean, what a reality check. I mean, look, if Ben himself doesn't want to agree to this rehydration clause, then the fight most likely is not going to happen, right? So, I mean, with Eddie Hearn there and Turkey El Sheikh and realizing that this could be big dollars, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to see what they can do to make it happen. And so the storyline is set, all right? This could be the next mega fight between Shakur Stevenson and Conor Benn. This could be the beginning of another very long feud, similar to what Ben had with Chris Eubank Jr. But now, the narrative has changed. I mean, I was almost thinking maybe Chris Eubank Jr. setting up for another fight against Conor Benn. But I mean, we've seen it, been there, done it. Now we've got a fresh new face. And guys, I mean, wouldn't you like to see that fight? I mean, wow. And look, one thing is super undeniable here. Shakur Stevenson didn't just win a title. He took control of his narrative and what people are talking about. And in modern day boxing, guys, these are the things that's like absolutely matter, just as belts. And then, how nice was it to see Jarrell Boots Ennis in the audience as well, too, guys. Wow, what a legend that guy is. And there's speculation that there was some concerns, I guess, his camp was having about whether or not that fight between him and Virgil Ortiz Jr. is actually going to happen. Well, there is actually speculation that things might be looking in favor of that fight actually coming to fruition. So imagine Jarrell Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz Jr. Imagine this year, guys, 2026. And could it be Conor Benn versus Shakur Stevenson later this year? Oh my gosh, guys. And you know what? They should run that. They should do that at Madison Square Garden, or who knows? It's either going to be in London, MSG, or it could even be in Riyadh, guys. No matter what, guys, I want to watch that fight. I think it's going to be absolutely crazy. Please, guys, drop your thoughts and comments below. I read everything. Was this dominance? Was it just too safe? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to happen? Shakur Stevenson versus Conor Benn? And do you think that the fight between Jarrell Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz Jr. is going to happen? I want to hear it, guys. This is Duality 7X signing off, guys. A pleasure was all mine. I'll catch you guys on the next one.